Hi to everyone who's listening in. My name's Phil and I'm an addict. I've kept myself clean for quite a while after a decade of using and conflict. I've lost 3 friends in the last 3 years to this horrible disease of addiction. This story here is my actual real life. I've not added any engaging fiction. Addiction is a disease that ruins many lives, and that's not even a debate. This video here will hopefully show the disease will never discriminate. Growing up as a kid, my life was full of sport. No drinking, drugs or crime. It was never a thought. I was a bit of a clown though. Everyone come look at me. Jumped off a motorbike making an entrance and severely damaged my knee. The doctors said I'll never compete in competitive sport again. But it's the only thing I've ever enjoyed since I can remember from way back when. I started going out drinking, arrested for fighting numerous times, and this is where it took a turn for the worst and the starting point of my crimes. I made it to 20 being surrounded by drugs, but never trying any for myself. Why would I bother? Sport was my life. I was more concerned about my health. Then one night out in Wakefield, I met this girl in a subway queue, and we hit it off right from the start, watching drunks like we were at the zoo. We dated for months and things were great. We were going out for Valentine's Day, and she racked up a line in front of my face, and I didn't know what to say. An argument started, I explained my disgust, and this went on for quite some time. But I'll never forget the question she asked. How can you be so against it if you've never tried a line? I loved it at first, everything was new. We went to these underground clubs, and everyone there had this one thing in common. They were all off their heads on drugs. We soon broke up and my using got worse and I lost contact with my 2-year-old daughter. I made all this an excuse to use instead of stopping so I could support her. And it went from only on weekends while out clubbing with some mates to being every day through the week. I should have known this would be my fate, because I always set myself levels of these things that I wouldn't do, like only using on weekends, and I believed when I said it too. But gradually as my using increased, more and more each day, those bars that I set right from the start, they kept moving further away. And I've lost good jobs because of addiction, going straight to work from nights out. If I could have predicted any of this, I wouldn't have started without a doubt. When I got into recovery, I saw the errors of my ways. I started collecting keyrings to celebrate my clean timing days. I never believed it possible for someone like me to get clean. The idea of recovery was new to me and it's not something I'd ever seen. Addiction really doesn't care what your race or gender are, if you have a job or work part-time, if you get the bus or drive a car. It wouldn't make a difference if you struggle with mental health. It doesn't care if you're signing on or live a life of wealth. My life is so much better now that I'm seeing things more clear. I walk around with my head held high instead of sneaking around in fear. I talk in schools about addiction as a volunteer so kids can see that there was no discrimination when it captured you and me.